Hello, everyone. Welcome back from our break. We are going to start the award ceremony, but first I have a few reminders. Please have your camera on if possible. We want to see your faces. Please mute yourself to limit any background noise, and if you'd like, please change your name to include your pronouns after your name by right-clicking on your name and clicking Rename. I'd now like to introduce one of the co-authors of an Act to Modernize Tobacco Control and my own representative of Holbrook, Senator John Keenan. I've been lucky enough to work with Senator Keenan to pass this bill. He has supported my peers and me at Holbrook Middle High School endlessly and heard our voices. He used his platform to speak on behalf of what we were seeing in our communities and inform others about this issue. We as a movement want to thank you and co-author Representative Gregoire for not only hearing the youth voices, but listening to them, as well as putting something to action on our behalf. Without further ado, please welcome Senator Keenan.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here. You know, the Holbrook Middle High School, a group of students and students all across the Commonwealth, play such a pivotal role in making the legislation become law. There's no doubt in my mind that without the initiation of the idea by students, and then without the role that students played in getting the legislation through the process, it wouldn't have made its way to the governor's desk and would not have become the nation-leading law that it now is. The work was truly inspiring, and I have to tell you that at every step of the way, I was amazed at what the students were doing. And when I look back on my legislative career, in my career in government, whether that was on the city council in Quincy or in the state senate, there's a few moments that stand out. And one of the ones that stands out more than most, if not the moment, was on the day that there was a hearing on the bill. There was a press conference arranged to have the students speak, and then they were also going to speak at the hearing. And the place was packed. There was convenience store owners, there were the big tobacco lobbyists, and through all of that, I remember watching the students walk through into the hearing room, give their testimony, and then give statements to the press afterwards. And I knew at that moment that there was no stopping this legislation, because the students, the young people, weren't afraid of anything. They weren't afraid of the crowd. They weren't afraid of the signs were being waved. They weren't afraid of the big money lobbyists. They weren't afraid of the industry. They came in, said what they felt, stood up for their generation. And as a result of that, the bill started to move forward. So I know that it could not have happened without the involvement of young people and the '84 movement, and near and dear to my heart, obviously, the students in Holbrook. So I want to say thank you so much, and to convey our appreciation, and also to tell you that you should be really proud of what you've done. The law that's in place in Massachusetts is now a national model. And I have no doubt that what happened in Massachusetts, as it spreads throughout the country, will then become a model for the rest of the world. I know through my schooling, people from all across the country. And when the bill passed, they contacted me and they want to know, how did that happen? How did you get it done? And my response was quite simply, we had an incredible group of young people standing up for a generation. That's how it got done. So again, thank you, congratulations, and please know that the work doesn't end. Just as recently as last week, we were on the phone with the Department of Public Health on a public hearing relative to the regulations related to this bill. And there were calls in from the industry, from the convenience store owners, asking that the effective date of this bill be postponed for a year, that to go forward with this bill would be enormously impactful negatively on store owners, convenience store owners in particular. And I don't doubt that it will be. But I find it interesting that in a time when we are in a pandemic, where a virus is causing respiratory illness, which in turn is killing and has killed almost 60,000 people, that we would ever consider allowing products like cigarettes, flavored tobacco, menthol cigarettes in particular, vaping products that compromise people's lungs, to continue to come on the market, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I know some students from the 84 movement came on and testified during that virtual hearing as well. And then today I read that the same group, convenience store owners and others, are asking the governor to waive requirements and asking the legislature to go back and put an extension on the effective date for another year. And so we've got to make sure that those efforts don't succeed. We've got to fight back, and we need your help again. So if you hear about anything like that happening in your communities, if you hear about it happening at the state level, if you get more information on it, please reach out. If you have the ability now, and I know it's difficult because of the situations we find us in, working remotely, but if you have the ability to talk to your legislator, to talk to the governor, just convey, do not back down. Keep the law in place, keep the effective date in place. It's more important now, given the situation we're in with this pandemic, that we keep people as healthy as possible. And to move any way backwards on this law would be to let young people in particular down, but to be let all the people across the Commonwealth down as well. So please keep fighting, keep standing up, keep doing what you've done. You've done remarkable work. This Commonwealth is better off because of it. This country will be better off because of it. And I think ultimately the world will be better off of it, better off because of it. A generation will grow up without the temptation of tobacco and nicotine, and without being targeted by big tobacco and the vaping industry. So keep at it. Thanks again, and I hope you all stay healthy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Senator Keenan. It looks like Representative Gregoire is here, so we're going to go ahead and turn the floor over to her. And if you can just hold tight while we get her video up and ready to rock. Representative, can you go ahead and say hello?
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Good. Thank you so much for being here. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I want to thank you all much as Senator Keenan did for all of the work that you did to help us get this bill across the finish line last year. I don't think, you know, there's a lot left to be said after what Senator Keenan said, other than to echo his concern about the move by the Convenience Store Association, not only last week, but just as late as yesterday, to delay the implementation date of the flavor ban. I immediately, upon first hearing of that move, made my thoughts known to the Speaker and some other folks in the House to make sure that we stay strong on what we've done. In my opinion, going back now would not only be the worst thing we could possibly do, it would open the door for a complete reversal of the legislation. And I don't think we need to or want to even think about doing that. So please, 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 I know you're all isolated and at home. I live alone, so seeing all of you is actually kind of really nice for me. It's a real change of pace to see everybody here today. I urge you to use the time that you have at your hands to continue the conversations that we started last year and that had started years and years ago with all of the things that we've done around getting rid of and fighting tobacco use. So I think today really is our opportunity to, again, thank you for the work. You know, the lobbyists for the tobacco industry and for the convenience stores noted and tried to say that we were using you as props. And in the years and years I've been doing this, I've kind of learned that when someone is attacking you, it means they're afraid and you've done the right thing. So I think that's the highest praise you could have earned, is being attacked by these groups. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's really the way that I look at it. So thank you all for your help. We won't stop the fight. We have other legislation that we're looking to move forward. Now we're in a real big pinch, obviously, with what's going on in the world around us, but what's going on in the world around us is impacted by what you did here in Massachusetts. Our flavor ban stopped young people from vaping last year, when if they had continued vaping, they would have been more susceptible to this disease. It was described to me the other day, COVID-19, as something that looks like it is peeling the inside of folks' lungs and is 100% without question exacerbated by the intake of nicotine, whether from traditional combustibles or whether from electronic cigarettes. So you helped maybe flatten the curve here in Massachusetts before this was even on our minds. So I'm so grateful to have the partnership that we have, and I look forward to a day when we can all get back to advocating for the things that matter most to us, including obviously, but not limited to, tobacco awareness and trying to end tobacco use across the board in Massachusetts. Thank you all.
Hi, my name's Janice. I'm from Melrose. Thank you to all the legislators who just spoke, and thank you to all the legislators and staff members who have joined us today. Today, I will be presenting the Outstanding Chapter Award. This award is given to a chapter that goes above and beyond in promoting the work of the 84 movement, engaging in the 84's activities, and being advocates for our movement. This year's nominees for the Outstanding Chapter Award are the Alston-Brighton Substance Abuse Task Force. If you guys are here, could you please wave? The next one is Waltham Trailblazers. If you're here, wave again. And finally, the Holbrook Middle High School. Please wave if you are here. And this year's winner of the Outstanding Chapter Award goes to the Holbrook Middle High School. If you're from this chapter, please unmute yourself and give yourselves a hand.
Woo! Holbrook.
Great job.
The Holbrook Middle High School 84 chapter is a group of amazing students who went above and beyond in the battle against big tobacco this past year. As you heard from Aaron, they spent so much time and energy on local tobacco prevention, especially working to pass flavor restrictions to restrict where flavored tobacco can be sold. After they worked to pass a flavor restriction in Holbrook itself, they didn't stop there. They went on to work with neighboring towns to talk with them and about the benefits of strengthening their tobacco policies. They especially made a big effort to educate Senator Keenan on Kick Butts Day over the course of the past few years to explain how the tobacco industry has influenced their community. As a team, they worked together with elected officials, tobacco control groups, and their fellow students to protect future generations from flavored tobacco products and the harmful consequences associated with them. Acting as a role model for adults and young people, these students inspired everyone in their school district to realize that youth have the power to affect change. Congratulations to Holbrook, this year's Outstanding Chapter. Now I'll pass it over to Ayana, who will present the next award.
Hi guys, my name is Ayana. I'm from Holyoke, Mass. And I'll be presenting this year's Peer Outreach Award. This award is presented to a chapter for demonstrating exemplary efforts in reaching young people with the 84 message. This year nominees for the Peer Outreach Award are TISA. Can you guys give us a hand, like just a wave? Melrose High School Youth Action Team, can you guys also give us a wave? And Woburn Memorial High School, can you guys also give us a wave? This year's winner of the 84th Peer Outreach Award is Tisa. If you're from this chapter, unmute yourself and give yourself a hand. Woo!
Tisa, congratulations!
Oh, how embarrassing.
In 2005, Teens in Everett Against Substance Abuse has been an active youth community group in Everett, Mass. Everett is a very diverse town with a strong immigrant community where they have done amazing outreach work. This year, TISA has grown significantly in size due to the passion and commitment of its members. With 30 teams regularly participating as proud members of the 84, they've had representation on the statewide leadership team for the past 6 years. During the 84th activity to do a vaping survey in November, TISA's youth orchestrated not one, not two, but 3 schools to be surveyed about their perceptions of tobacco use, especially given Governor Baker's vaping ban. We are so grateful for their massive efforts to educate their peers and make sure that youth voices in Everett were heard. Their members are dedicated peer educators and citizens, attending weekly meetings at City Hall, attending City Council and Board of Health meetings, working hard to change city policies around the sale of tobacco at pharmacies, and limiting youth access to tobacco. They devised an extensive outreach plan to work with all 8th graders during high school visitation day. They lead by example in their community and continue to prove that youth voices matter and can play a major role in improving public health. Congratulations to TISA. I'll now pass it off to Destiny to present the next award.
Hi everyone, I'm Destiny from Lawrence, Massachusetts, and I'll be presenting this year's Community Change Award. This award is given to a chapter for demonstrating exceptional efforts in advancing local policies that reduce youth exposure to tobacco industry tactics. This year's nominees for the Community Change Award are Lawrence Youth in Action, and if you're here, can you guys give us a wave? The Push-Up Peer Leaders, also a wave, and the Salem Youth Commission. This year's winners of the Community Change Award is the Push-Up Peer Leaders. If you're from this chapter, unmute yourself and give yourself a hand. Congratulations to you guys. It is difficult to articulate in a blurb everything that this amazing chapter has accomplished this year. Nevertheless, we shall try because these students at the John D. O'Brien School in Boston have been hard at work. Students attended bi-weekly chapter meetings, went to rallies, and visited the State House to make sure their voices were heard. In fact, their voices were so powerful that they were highlighted by an article in the Boston Globe. Particularly this year, they attended a hearing where the Boston Public Health Commission was considering restricting where all flavored tobacco products, including mint and menthol products, are sold. The youth that spoke amidst a group of about 50 tobacco store owners and workers were complete showstoppers. With the testimony they gave out about why the flavor restriction would be important to them and why public health should always be a priority. They consistently stood up for racial justice and health equity. They spoke to lawmakers about the targeting of people of color, specifically within the Black community, by the tobacco and vaping industry. They promoted health and wellness in their communities by partnering with several other organizations and hosting peer-to-peer trainings on drug-free living and youth power. They are definitely deserving of our Community Change Award this year. Congratulations to the Push-Up Peer Leader team. And now I'll turn it over to Anusha, who will present the next award.
Hello everyone, I'm Anusha and I'll be presenting this year's Adult Advisor Award. This award is given to an adult advisor who has shown an extraordinary amount of dedication to youth tobacco prevention and promoting youth voice. Before I do, can we please have all of our adult advisors unmute themselves and give yourselves a hand for all of the amazing work you've done this year? Woo! Woo! We are so grateful for you. Please give a thumbs up or wave if I call your name. The nominees for the Adult Advisor Award are Laura Assad from the Salem Youth Commission, Bob Severino from Melrose Youth Action Team, Caitlin Aber from the Alston-Brighton Substance Abuse Task Force, Mary Claher from Holbrook Middle High School, and John Daly from Push-Up Peer Leaders. This year's Adult Advisor Award recipient is Mary Claher from Holbrook Middle High School. Yeah. Mary, give us a wave, and Holbrook, feel free to unmute yourself and give her a hand, as I see you've already done.
Hey, Mary.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you, everyone.
Mary has been the advisor for Holbrook Middle High School's chapter of the 84 movement since 2015. It's been a joyous, positive, and sometimes crazy experience for her, and that has all come out in the amazing work that she has done with her young people who she has advocated for, been there for, and transported to so many 84-related activities that it is too hard to count. Many firmly believe that youth do have the power to change the world, as we all saw this year in particular. The wonderful students in our chapter have always been willing, sometimes with little notice, to show up and speak out. Under her mentorship, these young leaders were always ready to drive up, meet over vacation, go on a road trip, or speak in front of a crowd of reporters if called upon. She is looking forward to serving as the adult advisor to the younger students in her district, who now know about the 84 and are excited to continue the bulldog legacy of youth power. Mary has been a dependable advisor for the 84 movement and someone we know we can always count on to help improve the program and be consistently there to support youth voice. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor, Mary. Now, I would like to introduce the Associate Director for the 84 movement, the one and only Carly Caminetti, to present this year's Youth Leadership Award.
Thanks, Anusha. Thank you so much to everybody who's here. We have 220 people on this event right now, and we could not be more thankful that you all are here. So everybody give yourselves a round of applause or a thumbs up in the reactions buttons. We're just so elated that this is such a good turnout. And a special thank you to all of our representatives and senators that are here today. We are super thankful for all that you did in the State House, especially this past year, in regards to the restriction on menthol and mint and other flavored tobacco products. So thank you for the support of our young people and for listening to our young people over many, many years and all of that they did to educate you and being open to hearing those stories. So it is now my honor and privilege to introduce this year's Youth Leadership Award recipient. So every year we have a series of nominations and applications from young people who have done some really incredible work across the Commonwealth in terms of tobacco prevention. And this award is given to one person each year who goes above and beyond the call of duty in promoting the work of the 84 movement and who embodies what it means to be a leader in the fight against tobacco. So this year, I am so delighted to announce this year's recipient is Ishavita Bali. Ishavita is a senior at Somerville High School and has been an active member of her chapter, which is Somerville Positive Forces, since she was in the 6th grade. She is passionate about achieving equity and challenging social norms centered around substance use. She has worked to educate her community about the tobacco industry's targeting of young people and the risks associated with substance use, and has used her leadership to help mobilize her peers to make positive choices. Ishavita embodies what it means to be a leader in this fight against the tobacco and vaping industries, and I am so thrilled to present this year's award to Ishavita Bali, who will now say a few words after we unmute ourselves and give her a round of applause.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm so deeply honored to receive the 84 Movement's 2020 Youth Leadership Award in recognition of my passion for spreading the 84's message among my peers and my leadership initiative within my chapter, Somerville Positive Forces. Somerville Positive Forces is a team of high school and middle school youth leaders that work together to reduce underage drinking and drug use. I have been a SPF youth leader since middle school. I was a SPF junior member from 6th through 8th grade, and I have been an SPF 100 member since freshman year. I chose to join my chapter because I saw and I continue to see how the tobacco industry is targeting teens as replacement smokers through a targeted social media presence and by introducing appealing flavors. My continued exposure to this injustice has really strengthened my resolve to take action against the tobacco industry. I wanted to lead change in my community and learn more about the prevention efforts that can be taken to educate and help youth make positive choices and avoid substance abuse. I am proud and I am privileged to dedicate my time to be able to reduce the influence of the tobacco industry in Somerville and across Massachusetts by educating youth about tobacco industry tactics and promoting the norm that most youth do not smoke. In Somerville Positive Forces National Kick Butt Day campaign, for example, I was able to promote smoking prevention messages in Somerville High School by chalking prevention messages on the sidewalks, including "Most Somerville High School students don't smoke," #IKickButts, and 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Our goal was to promote public awareness of the danger of cigarettes and raise awareness that the tobacco industry is targeting youth. Moreover, in the Somerville Positive Forces Most Don't campaign, I was able to help to spread the message to Somerville youth that most Somerville High School students don't smoke and most Somerville High School students don't drink alcohol because it is a common misconception among youth that everyone does it. This misconception influences young people to start using tobacco. So I help to educate youth that this misconception is not true because I encourage both youth and community members to wear and share my chapter's most known pin. Especially in these unprecedented times, it is very empowering to see how we can stick together even though we are physically apart by coming together on this virtual event and appreciating each other to provide support and impact positive change. That's why lately, my chapter and I have put together a video and even more media to show how we can help to flatten the curve at home through acts of kindness in our community and educate youth that youth who smoke or vape are likely to be more vulnerable to the coronavirus. On that note, I want to thank my chapter director, Lovely Heller, because she has been a mentor to me since I was an SPF junior member, and her positive example has really taught me how to be a youth leader with integrity, empathy, and humility. I also want to thank the 84 team because my Youth Leadership Award has made me so much more confident in my leadership abilities and dedication to address tobacco issues. There is a really collective power in our chapter's unity, and to see all the 84 chapters' hard work and dedication on this virtual event is really a testament to our potential to improve and strengthen youth tobacco prevention in Massachusetts. I want to emphasize how youth leadership and initiative is crucial to the fight against big tobacco. It is vital that youth continue to have input and representation in youth tobacco prevention efforts. For example, in my junior year, my chapter and I were able to lobby our local Board of Health to vote to ban the sale of e-cigarettes and menthol cigarettes in stores that are open to youth, which was a move that effectively pulled these products from convenience store shelves by crafting and delivering group testimony in support of this ban. As a result, Somerville became the first city in Massachusetts to restrict e-cigarette sales. To the youth here on this virtual event, I use this example because I want you to know that you have the power to affect change in your community. You have the power to lead and make your voice heard. You have the power to make a difference. Your voice is important. Your voice matters. Believe in the power of your voice because using your voice is the best way to ignite change. Thank you all.
I thought you were clapping.
So,
Oh.
So now I would like to introduce the director of the Massachusetts Tobacco Cessation and Prevention Program at the Department of Public Health, Patty Henley, to present a special award.
Hi, the Massachusetts Department of Public Health's Tobacco Cessation and Prevention Program is really proud to present this first annual Christy Fedor Award for Excellence in Tobacco Enforcement. Christy was a colleague of mine and a friend of mine, and she was a long time and very much beloved MTCP team member and tobacco enforcement champion who sadly passed away in 2019. And so each year we want to give this award in Christy's memory to a young person who embodies Christy's work ethic, her reliability, her kindness and authenticity, as well as her commitment to tobacco prevention and enforcement. So this year we're really proud to present the first annual Christy Fedor Award for Excellence in Tobacco Enforcement to Stephanie from Southeast Mass. Stephanie has been described as vibrant, responsible, and dedicated individual who she always shows up to fight for tobacco control. She takes initiative whenever possible. She stays up to date on current tobacco trends and issues, and she actively displays strength and resilience. She even helped her adult advisor change her adult advisor's tire when it went flat. And I have to tell you, that is just such a great representation of somebody that represents Christy and the spirit of Christy, who was an incredibly resilient and I'm trying to find the right word. She had great ingenuity and hard work ethic, and she knew how to fix a car too. So, but Stephanie has shown true commitment to tobacco prevention, and she's really a very deserved winner this year. Congratulations, Stephanie, on your great achievement in this field. We're really so lucky to be able to work with you. And now I can't see, because I can't see all of the faces here, and I'm not sure if Christy's family was able to tune in and listen to the award in Christy's honor, but I know that they would be very proud. And Rob and Dylan and Logan, if you're out there, we really miss Christy, and we're very proud of Stephanie. We think that she really represents all that Christy represented too. To close us out for the day now, I would like to introduce Olayla Luadi, sorry.
Once again, congratulations to all of this year's winners. We're so happy for you. This concludes all of our awards for this year's 2020 Kick Butts Day, Take Down Tobacco event. We hope you have had a wonderful time and that you see how every little thing you're doing in your community really does help to make a difference. Before we go, I have a few reminders. Please remember to schedule a legislative visit for your chapter. The materials to help you are being sent to your chapter advisor. You can also promote cessation materials in your community, and if you would like, you can schedule a virtual training with the 84 staff. Other things you can be working on are applying to join the statewide leadership team for this next year, renewing your chapter, or sharing our posts on social media. Tomorrow, we'll send you the recording of this event along with all of the materials you'll need from our training earlier in the program. We're placing a link in the chat box now. That is an evaluation of our event, and we'd be so thankful if you could click it and fill it out now. Thank you so much for your flexibility with changing this event to be virtual. We are so thrilled you came and hope you all stay safe. Until next year.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Polly. Bye. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Congratulations.
Some blessings.
Bye. Everyone.
Work, everybody. Great work.
See you. Some blessings.
Great work, guys.
Good job.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Woo!